Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Sunday, January 12th. So, yesterday I went and spent probably 3.5 hours, 4 hours at my grandson's birthday party. They have it at the bowling alley. So, I thought I'd kind of keep it light for today and some of the antics that went on. So, stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, if you didn't already know, and this is the weekend. This is Sunday where you can go off the rail. Monday through Friday is the weekday. We tend to do business. But today is just, spending time with family. You know, one of the things that I've been having issues with is tracking. And what do I mean by tracking? I mean just trying to fill my metasets. Things that should be really simple, I can't do. And I've been looking at my year end taxes, the folders, and trying to figure out how to set that all up. And it was second nature to me before going in, right? I'm going to try tackling some of that today, but my daughter had me bring my bag of medications, and she went through and filled my Mediset for the week. And the Mediset just has night and morning of taking the medications, uh, so I don't have to sit there and do each bottle every time in the morning and then at night too. So they end up having it at the bowling alley so all the kids could bowl and so forth. And a lot of family was there. A lot on be my son's fiance Kirsten's side. They've got a pretty good sized family. You can't say anything about anybody over that way because their good chances are they're probably related. So, but I can't partake in bowling. I and they had a lot of good foods, healthy foods, like salads and celery tape or vegetable platters, sour cream dip and a lot of good stuff. Last year they went with pizzas, but this year they went more health wise. I don't know if it's because of me, but I don't eat a lot of food because it's a turn off. One of the things that I've noticed since all of this is I haven't smoked since the day I went in to the hospital before surgery. I can't stand the taste, but the smell doesn't bother me. If somebody else is smoking around me, I don't have an urge. Nothing. And I used to drink, anywhere from 4 to 7 beers a night. And I tried that early on once I was released, and it tasted horrible. So I quit drinking. I haven't touched another drink since that one couple gulps, but that also follows through the same thing with foods. Now you have to remember, I've smoked since I was 17. So all my food groups had a different smell and a different taste, right? I could hardly smell them and not really tasting them either because of the nicotine with my smell and my taste, right? But most people tell me that after they quit smoking, they put on weight because now the food tastes better. Not in my case. There's very little foods that I found that I will eat. Now, I will eat a grilled cheese sandwich. I'll have a ham sandwich. I'll have a Wonder Bar bologna sandwich. I used to love what they call glazier hot dogs. They're red hot dogs. So I cooked them up the other night. We're going to have that and hot dog or French fries. But when it came time to actually taste the hot dog, it tasted terrible to me. So I ended up giving it to the dogs and I had French fries. But the bulk of the food that's out there is a turnoff to me. So, if anything, I've been losing weight because there's very little I can eat. Like last night, the girls and I had grilled cheese sandwiches. And then at the party yesterday, I had a couple celery sticks. And I don't know what they call them, pizza bits that you can buy that they kind of like in a platter with sour cream you could dip and stuff like that. I ate it just whole, pretty dried out and everything. But I guess it's pizza dough and they make the little tiny things or something. That's what I eat for the day. I had toast yesterday morning, bagels, that I share with them, with the two girls. But everybody was really good. They had to come over and see me because they hadn't seen me since the surgery. And a few of them commented on my weight. And I said, yeah, it's going to take a while. Right now I'm on restrictions. And I know that once I can start doing things, if you look at my arm right here, my bicep is the same size as that. It's right down to bone. And it's because I can't build up muscle. And muscle weighs more than fat. So if I can get the okay to start lifting and doing things, my muscle tone will come back. And then the weight will come on, right? That's what I look at, that once I can start building the muscle tone up, I'll start coming up in weight. But there were funny things too, I had my unit go off 3 times while sitting there. And it's loud, it says I pushed the button and then it tells bystanders to stand back. And just the look in their eyes caused me to laugh. It was like I was going to keel over at any minute. They're like, what? And I said, look, I'm used to this. As long as I squeeze the buttons, it won't shock me. And they're like, well, why is it going off? I said, because it's detecting an arrhythmia. And my daughter-in-law, I wish I considered my daughter, Kirsten, she said, but you're not doing anything. It doesn't matter. If my heart throws a arrhythmia, it's going to set it off. And it's like, is the bowling too much for you? I'm just sitting there watching. I tried standing, but I can't stand very long. So I've maneuvered a chair so I could watch the youngsters and the older folks bowl. And while I was sitting there, I had one of the gals come over to me. She said, do you mind if I ask you a personal question? Go ahead. She said, when you were basically flatlined on the table for 7 minutes, did you have any near-death experience? Honestly, I don't remember any of it. I don't even remember them taking out for breathing when they had me come out of my induced coma for 2 days. I don't remember any of that. The first thing I remember is being strapped to a table after the surgery. It was like a bed, but I was strapped so that I wouldn't try scratching my ribs and stuff. And I wasn't really with it anyways because I was still very sedated. But the only thing I could have was water or ginger ale. And they didn't want me to drink too much water or ginger ale, just enough to wet my mouth because I had dry mouth. But I felt like telling her what I did over in Facebook was my near-death experience. I saw Scooby-Doo. Some people have it, I guess. I didn't. At least I don't remember. I remember going in and having them start shaving me, there wasn't anything that they didn't shave pretty much. My 5 hairs that I had on my chest, which I grew for some time, are just starting to come back. I'll leave to your imagination where else they ended up shaving. But it was so they could catheterize you and have everything clean, right? But this is kind of, what I've been trying to explain for some time is that, you know, when you're defining yourself, you should be defining yourself by being involved with family and friends and enjoying the time spent there instead of saying, I don't have the time, right? And one of the other things that I've been having issues with is tired. I'm tired all the time. And I do nothing. But I'm starting to believe that the more you do nothing, the more tired you are. So if you don't have a job and you're tired all the time, maybe if you got a job, you wouldn't be as tired. That's just my 2 cents. You need to stay active. You need to stay busy. And I'll tell you, it's harder doing nothing than it is just to actually do something. Today I'm thinking about, because it's supposed to warm up into the upper 30s, of going up and then walking into where the cows are, because they want me walking, right? So I thought, well, maybe I'd walk in and see the girls and the babies and stuff like that, because they haven't seen me again now. What is it, 2 weeks? And I get a lot of enjoyment from it. Claude's been doing a stellar job with keeping them fed, but they haven't had any grain since I went in for surgery, and they used to get grain on a daily basis. So when I showed up on the four-wheeler, they come running over. They may have been looking for grain too, but, with what they were doing, they were looking more for a little bit of attention, scratching behind the ears, and because each one of mine are named at birth, and that's what I was looking for, because we lost the bull here a week and a half ago. His name was Mikey. And I had just paid $1,800 for him this fall. So that was kind of a punch in the head, right? But I wanted to go up and do a head count because I thought I was missing small ones too. But the thing is like, well, what are you going to do about it anyways if they are missing? It is what it is. And I had to decide what's more important, my health or the cows. But like I say, we got one steer up there that's pretty mean, actually 2 of them. So I know with the bull, he probably got a silage bale, ate too much, laid down, and then trying to get up. The steer sense weakness and kind of beat him up a little. So I figured this morning, once it gets a little bit later out, I'm going to go down to the shop, see if I can get started with my year-end taxes. What I end up doing is I get all the numbers for my accountant, and then he charges me $900 to submit it. This year, I'm going to try taking all of his forms and copying it over and then just submitting completed forms with the numbers I have and saving the $900. I'm just hoping that my numbers are correct. If I send it to him, then still the numbers would be incorrect with him putting it down on my taxes. So, and then at 1 o'clock, the bills come on to play. I was kind of discouraged last week when they went to play because a lot of their players, first string, weren't out there. The game wasn't that important. They didn't need it to get into the semifinals. So they kept Allen out, and a lot of the front line, and they just did their second string, which is fine. Those guys did great. But I want to see the first string, the one that got them to where they're at right now. Do I wear a Bills sweatshirt and a big fan? Nope. Nope, but there's very few football NFL games that I follow. And most often, I like the college football better because they're more aggressive. You see a lot more taking chances, than these guys that are getting $50 million over 10 years or 5 years or something like that. So it's going to be a quiet day. Let me know what you're doing today. Sunday. What projects do you have going on? So on that note, you guys have a great day, and we'll catch you here bright and early Monday morning for the weekday.